Good evening, everybody. All right, my audio is picking up there, which is good because I'm running a weird janky setup tonight. Uh, but well, which is
It is not showing on the overlay.
oh god
Yeah, it
damn
really
it!
is.
I
We are
pressed
Sam.
the link at reset and I forgot. Hey, it would not be like a first stream back if shit was not as janky, right? Weird janky setup.
Is it even one of our streams if something doesn't go haywire right off the bat?
I mean,
No,
unless Anna's coming in at a super dramatic point, I love it.
just like Catalan from Futurama, she comes with a dramatic pause.
Kicks the door in.
I swear, my first time on this channel, like we were under a tornado warning, like at the start of the
Yeah,
show, and then my power went out in the middle of introduction.
there you go.
It's like the
Perfect.
siren stopped. I ran upstairs, I got online, and then my power immediately went out.
It's perfect. All right, I think everybody should be good. Everything should be back. So, good evening, everybody. Welcome back to our first proper stream since our little bit of hiatus. Um, and as you may see on your screen, uh, we have a new face joining us. Uh, the lovely Pherin, who's for people that have been around the channel for a bit is already a familiar face because Pherin has been around for a few show in the past, so it's good
I'm
to have
back,
her back.
bitches.
That's
Can't
right.
get rid of me.
Cannot get rid of Pherin, and I would
It's
not
my
I
channel.
was gonna say, why would we want to?
exactly would not have it any other way. But it's good to be back. Before we jump in and all of that, um, there's a few usual announcement with our affiliate and a few other things that we want to mention just ahead of the stream. Just do the quick affiliate announcement as always. So first and foremost, we are dice affiliated with our dice, home of the finished shopkeep and realm, where you can find quality polymer metal dice and various accessories. Uh, you can do exclamation mark dice in chat. It's gonna get you a few things. One is our affiliate link, which any purchase does support us. And you can also use our discount code GRC10 at checkout to get 10% off your entire order. We also technically add the Wellspring dice set with them, which is for the foreseeable future very much. Is the bot being a
Your bot's
Bot.
being an asshole. I'm sorry.
alright? Alright, well, screw you, Nightbot. Alright. It shit jinky, shit's broken. It's good. I can live with that. You could also technically also do exclamation mark HPP because we're also affiliated with Hitpoint Press, where you can find TTRPG reference card books and accessories, and they're currently working on Umblewood 2.0, which is a continuation of the Umblewood setting. They have cool things like Griffin Saddle Bag, Deck of Mini, and so much more cool stuff. That convention bring you a link, but whatever, it's fine. Shit's broken. Nightbot's having a moment. Needs a nap.
The bots have no chill.
Up. And normally I will also tell you that you can also do GR20 exclamation mark GR 2024 because we're going to be closing application for our charity games, which is happening at the end of April. It's our anniversary games, as we always do. We are doing it once again 3 days of TTRPG shenanigans, and once again supporting Take This. It's our second year supporting them, which is wonderful. So yeah, if you go on our Twitter, the application page is still pinned somewhere. But I'd say go do exclamation mode social, but Nightbot would just nah. It's a little bit. If you look on the PC Builder stream, it's linked there. Thank you, Panda. The other things I would like to mention real quick because I know I'm just like steaming through announcement and all that right now. It's just I'm very excited to be playing with my friends again. It's been way too fucking long. So, all right, last little bit of announcement and all. And oh, I need to turn on that fucking light. And be paler than a goddamn ghost. There you go.
Oh no,
In mine,
Gondor
it's hard.
calls free.
It is hard to tell the colors because of the camera and shit. Normally, I would tell you to do exclamation mark reroll. Those are lovely, awesome dice from Die Hard dice made with recycled material, essentially leftover from Risen 4 from other dice, so nothing goes to waste. But one of the cool things about that is that every quarter, profits from those dice goes to a charity. This quarter, it's going to the PCRF, the Palestinian Children Rescue Fund, if I'm not mistaken, what it stands for, something like that. Everybody has been aware of.
Palestine Children's Relief Fund.
Thank you. I was close enough, right? Like, but yeah, the profits this quarter goes to that, which is very, very much needed. Everybody that has been on the internet or looking at the news in the past few months is very well aware of what's going over there. So, not only can you get really cool dice, be eco-friendly, but also support great cause, such as the PCRF. So yeah, go check them out. Normally exclamation mark reroll would bring you that link, but if you just go check on dieharddice.com, it is right there. I do believe it's probably on their front thingy. My brain is braining well tonight. It's gonna go fantastic. All right. I think that's mostly it, right? I think it would be good time to just jump ahead into the proper white sound. Yeah, all right.
Real quick before we get started, how do we play this game again?
I mean, some people you usually sit with a few friends, roll dice and pretend, and sometimes things go well, sometimes things don't go well.
Got it.
Yeah.
Roll dice. Don't fail. Got it.
Yeah. If anybody is angry at rules, or we play in the chat, well, screw them. All right. So welcome back to the land of Aldous, where we left off. A few of her companions were sent on a bit of after getting together. They were sent on a bit of an adventure as part of their first trial from the crown to become possibly envoyed, currently as initiate. Their main task is to go from the wonderful city of Alice to the outskirts outpost called Stony Run. It is about a week or so travel. They traveled for quite some time, met some new people, and relationship got tested on the road. Which happens sometime. That's what. But after certain events, some party, and hearing some news of long lost partner being nearby, and was the better decision for some of them to leave and go on with when carries them. But duty still calls for many of you. And from there, Stony Run is less than a week's travel. Actually, at this point, now on the 5th day of Aitown, you are possibly at the day, at most, travel from the outpost of Stony Run. The weather feels mild but humid. For the past few days, the skies have been very cloudy, with a bit of rain, with a little passage of sun. Very different from the first few days of travel. Who amongst Aurelia, Panda, and Nicolette is currently driving the cart? Or, yeah, that's not really cart, but yeah, you know what I mean. Carriage. Carriage would be proper term, I think. Who's been handling those duties?
I don't think Laparet is, because I think he's still being the same as he was, just like trying to keep his eyes out on whatever danger may be, hidden within tree line. I think it would be too distracting for him to drive the cart and do that.
I think probably Nicolette and Aurelia have probably been trading off duties because neither of them are necessarily horse people, but both water people. So we've probably been trading off, trying to get a feel for it, trying to get the hang of it, because we basically lost our driver.
Yeah. All right, perfect. Who will be currently handling it at this time of day, which will probably be early afternoon, let's say.
We can say Aurelia is.
All right. If you are handling this, I'm sure there's something I can make you roll for that shit. It's been so long that I barely remember where things are. You know what? Roll me communication animal handling. Because the weather is very poor. The road is fairly narrow and kind of sketchy. Like to the point that you're like wondering, like, am I still on the path? And like where like previously were in the long big valley, you are pretty much in the middle of the woods right now.
I rolled 3 2s, so that is 7 total.
All right. So Aurelia, as you're trying to handle the things to the best of your ability, you quickly realize that horses have temperament of their own, and unlike a ship, you cannot just tell it what to do. I mean, the ship either, but it's different mode of transportation.
It's a boat.
I know it's a tiny ship, but it's still a ship.
She's been on things other than.
Oh, I know. I'm just being an ass. I'm sorry.
I forget what we call the gull that I have marked in my gear as the shitty boat. It's what it's listed as in my equipment.
Which is accurate. Like, it was a very shitty boat.
I mean, at this
Still a
point,
bit
it's
of
probably
shitty
not
boat,
a
but slightly less
boat
shitty.
anymore.
As you are traveling, a sudden movement, crack of a branch, like Sam Fowling, you're not too sure. But one of the horse divert a bit, which pull your entire carriage slightly off-road, which get you a bit stuck at this time.
Oh, Brad. Stuck again.
He doesn't hear the beginning part of that conversation. Just hears again at the end and just like looks back towards the front and says, "Huh?"
Mhm.
And notices we're not moving and says, "Oh, we're stuck."
Yeah, you probably felt the tunk. As you were.
So he's
And-
gonna get out and just try and I don't think he's gonna go to the front because I don't have anything with animal handling, and I don't want to get bit by a horse. Uh, so he's gonna try and try and push from the back, and just say, when I say, try and go, I will try and push, and let's see if we get ourselves out of this.
Nicolette's going to climb out of the carriage just to make
Mhm.
sure that should reduce a little bit of the weight.
That's valid. All right. But if you're trying to, wiggle, are you using anything else but your sheer strength?
I think just my sheer strength. Like I think I'm just gonna plant 2 feet down, push. I don't think I could use anything dexterous.
No.
Um,
I was just wondering if you were like using any bit of engineering in your to help you, but I believe in the power of like just pure brown. So,
Yeah.
roll me strength might, please. And please lift with your legs and at your back.
Please.
okay, so that is 2 5s and a 1.
Okay, for a total of
11.
11 plus your strength.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. I get to add things to that.
Yes, you
So
do.
that would be 14.
14.
Wow.
And do you happen to have the might focus as well?
I do have the might focus as well.
So you can add a +2 to that,
Plus 2, so that's 16.
which is wonderful because you were like just using your pure brawn and not trying to use any engineering leverage. I was stating as a hard challenge, which is usually 15, so you barely passed. Realizing that you should push indeed and lift with your leg and not your back.
Yeah, so I think what this looks like is he sets both his feet down. He goes with his back to it and tries to just lift up, try to get the bottom part of the carriage on his shoulders a bit, and just try and lift up so that way you could just jerk forward. And I think as it starts to move, and it kind of that weight comes off of his shoulders, like he almost stumbles back, but kind of just still catches himself a bit before, instead of falling flat on his ass.
You could have. It's not your first time to do some squats, right? So you're good.
I mean, all
Alright.
this morning exercises paid off.
That's right. It finally pays off. Wonderful. So, as you are taking a moment to, gather yourself and realize that your sabatons are quite muddy at this time from lifting that carriage. I would like the three of you to roll me a perception hearing, please.
I'm glancing down at Nicolette.
And there's not a hard target for that. It's just for me to know which of you would notice the thing first.
If we could go a single day without getting stuck, I think we'd already be there.
Yeah. 6 and 5 is 11, and 3 is 14, and 2 is 16.
And Ferris and your DM.
That's 12.
14.
14. And La Parade, how do you do?
12.
12. And Nicolette,
16.
16. And it would make sense that Nicolette, you're probably the first one to notice it, being probably the least involved in the manual labor of pulling that guard up out of the muck. You've been hearing from the woods like the wind howling. But something just seems to be lingering and riding that wind. Actual proper howling. Wolves howling. Which is unusual this time of the day.
Is Bijou
Seems
panicking
like-
in the cart?
A little bit. Bijou
Um,
seems to have definitely noticed things. But also like just as uneasy in this weather as well.
Aurelia, is that you? On the wind, the noise.
No, I'm trying to keep these horses in line.
Things howling.
Oh, great.
I'm getting back in the
Sweet.
carriage.
And as you are talking about this, as you're listening to the sounds and the howling, and paying attention to all things near you, you start hearing a bit of thumping, some branch cracking. Something is moving fairly quickly.
We need off the ground now, and I'm jumping in the carriage.
And as you are jumping in the carriage, getting ready to riding forward, I'm assuming you're trying to move forward as a group in the carriage?
I guess so. I mean, I would warn everybody that I hear howling. It sounds like wolves. We gotta go.
I mean, you're back on the road, right? You're like,
Yeah.
wheels a bit damaged, but still move forward.
Yeah, I have a question for you. So let me get my Arcana up. So with wind shaping, I am able to make
Yep.
sea vessels go 20% faster. If I put the one behind this cart and these horses, am I able to speed us up even a little?
You know what? If you roll very well, I'll allow a small speed boost. It is like carriages are not exactly known to be moved by wind, but I'll allow it because it's funny.
Maybe it's drying the
This is
road out a
Fast-
little bit to make it a
Fast and
little.
the Furious. Aurelia's hitting the NOS.
That's right,
button
just-
on the
Yeah,
Yeah,
Press-
carriage.
press
that's
the knob.
exactly it.
Yeah,
And we have a 300-mile runway in front of.
yeah. And for some reason, like that, Earl's carriage has a 12 gear shift.
Yeah. Not granny
No, that's
shifting.
Bijou's tail.
Aurelia's double clutching.
I rolled moderately well. What would you say the wind currently is? Is it a light wind?
It
A
is
moderate wind?
It is a moderate wind, getting stronger.
Okay. I have very specific specifications of what each means.
Okay.
So I roll a moderate wind is a steady wind with a 50% chance of extinguishing small unprotected flames, such as
Yeah.
candles. I rolled a total of 18, which is 9 above the TN. So it goes 4 levels up. So I'm able to move it from a moderate wind up to 1, 2, 3, 4, up to a hurricane. I'm
Okay.
not going to put it that high.
Are you sure?
but I'm
That could
pretty
be
sure.
fun.
I mean, that would be pretty cool, but
I think I'll just move it up 1 level to a strong wind.
All right, perfect. So the wind picks up even stronger, and as you're like starting to move and picking up speed, from the woods, a shape jump from the woods into the road, and Pherin, if you could be so kind, to give everybody a visual perspective of what you're seeing. Think with the idea in mind that you've probably been running for a while, and there's probably something nearby on your tail, and you're just out of the woods.
You see the most unkempt person basically fly out of the trees into the road. There are like twigs in her like bright white hair, kind of just sticking out of her like curly hair. Mud smeared some like on her skin, which is like deep like a night dark skin. And then like little scratches across because she's been booking it. She's out of breath. She looks rough. She looks like she's been roughing it and is not used to roughing it. And just keeps looking over her shoulder. She's not tall. She's like 5'5" or so. But it's just like, please don't leave. Oh my god, please don't leave.
As how close to the carriage are you? Like, are they?
I mean, I have a feeling that if you stop real quick as somebody popped out of the road, the carriage drifts a little bit.
I'm kind of more thinking like stick an arm out, grab them, and drag them in, and like we're getting out of here because no.
I could just use my pole arm too.
Just like
That
clothesline
works.
them and just like finish it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Leopard kills me. Oh.
That's right.
Nah.
Alarm.
It was nice playing with you, Fair.
Just
Oh,
take a
hi.
finger. Just take a finger.
You're probably like give or take 5-10 meters. I don't
I'd say
know.
we probably haven't even got the doors closed. We're gonna like yell, jump in, and try to grab her and get her in the cart. As we're going, I say we don't even stop. We just try to get her and go.
Yeah.
I'm down.
Running towards the cart, which is a good thing because really hot on your tail are 3 wolves, which are warnishly coming for you, but might be distracted by the big yummy horses that is currently pulling your carriage.
Oh my god.
So, if the driver would mind to, I would have 2 roles happening at this time. One would be for Pherin's character, who has yet to be properly introduced. I'm not going to use your name just yet. To roll me a dexterity acrobatics to like hop in like in there. I'm sure you're gonna be doing fine.
Well, now that you
And
said it.
Aurelia, to please once again give me animal handling to make sure that your horse don't panic and you can just bolt with it without things going horribly wrong. If anybody has things that can help in this case,
Yes,
I strongly
please do.
encourage you to do so. Any weird magic things that you can do, I strongly encourage you to do so.
I mean, I would love to whistle and call the wind while I'm trying to deal with these horses, but I understand if dealing with the horses is too.
It would
Mental
probably
concern.
require quite a high amount of your focus right now.
Mm-hmm. Understood.
I got a 15.
15.
Okay, I'm gonna throw this out there.
Okay.
I'm a healer.
Yes.
Do we consider fear a type of damage?
I.
IRL,
You know what?
yes.
I'll allow it.
I'm gonna cast Cure on the horses. And try to use it as like a calming effect.
All right, I'll allow it. Because it's once again, like present me with something that I find funny enough. Usually, I will allow it because it's funny.
Look, my line of work, we don't fuck around with animals, and I mean that in the most literal of senses, but I can cure damn near anything, so maybe
Yeah.
I can just calm them down.
And Aurelia, what was your role?
Oh, I have a better idea. Can I make Bijou fly out and distract the wolves?
Do you have stats for Bijou?
He's my familiar. He doesn't have stats.
Okay.
He's just a cat. He's a very large flying cat.
Does he poof back in existence if you like get chomped?
No,
Okay.
but he can fly.
Just asking for a
Please don't-
friend.
Please don't sacrifice your familiar to save a stranger. Please don't do that.
You don't know Nicolette very well.
You know what,
This
Bijou?
is true.
You've been around for long enough.
Bijou
He
is
would know
type
how
of
to stay away
Yeah.
from stuff.
experience.
I
So
would just like
Aurelia-
telepathically tell him. But I mean, if you'll let me cure the horses to try to calm him down, I'm
Alright.
willing to do that either. Either way.
you know what? I will allow a mixture of all those things because, again,
Cool.
it's funny.
Chaos.
So,
Okay, so
what's
healing
your
and then I
cure?
have it's a TN 11, right?
And Aurelia, what's your animal handling test?
I rolled surprisingly a 16 with 5 stunt points. Would these be combat stunts?
I would allow that as a combat stunt or whatever stunt you want to use them for.
Okay, I'll do combat. I'm gonna spend 4 to move myself to the top of the initiative when we're in
Yep.
initiative. And then 1 for stay aware, which is a perception, 11 perception, which I easily beat. Narrator may either make you aware of some battlefield situation that has so far escaped your notice, or give you a +1 bonus to the next test you make.
Okay.
Your choice.
Yeah, I can give you the notice that like the wolves that were chasing your. No, I'll give you that right now. The wolves that were chasing this stranger, although you may not be the most familiar person with wolves, just from your seafaring background, you know what they roughly look like. There's definitely something really, really wrong with them.
Noted.
And you roll for a quick cure, I do believe, right?
So I rolled an 8.
Okay.
Plus 3 is 11, but I also took the
Okay.
healing focus, so it's a 13.
Okay. So, I'm being able to calm a bit more the horses, even though they're still panic, with successful maneuvering and quite graceful acrobatics to just hop in that carriage. You are able to bolt past those wolves, but they seems to still want to for the moment to give chase because they see some potential prey. Which usually, like if you know that if somebody's like trying to outpace them, they might not try too hard, but you've noticed that they're very persistent, especially you, wonderful stranger. There was something. You were told that there was something odd happening. You went to look at it, and well, you are now here.
Yeah, last time I do that, last time I look into something weird.
Yeah, something strange in the neighborhood.
Oh god, now I'm gonna have Ghostbuster stuck in my head. How dare you?
You're welcome.
Is their character 2 yards away from me?
Yeah, I mean
Seems
they're in the carriage. Most
they're
of
in
you,
the
I do believe,
car-
are in the, most of you, I do believe, are in the carriage, except the person that is currently
Alright.
driving.
I'll call
And-
Bijou back in. Basically, I'm like sending
Yeah.
Bijou to like dart out and fly around and fly back in the carriage, like enough to
And-
be distracting.
I would ask everybody to just quickly roll initiative, because you will have to deal with those wolves as they're there, so that you still have horses. So everybody
Do you want me
remember,
to roll since I'm at the top? No.
yeah, you don't have to roll since you are indeed at the top.
All right, so how do we roll initiative go? 'Cause that's
So
how
to
long
roll
it's been.
initiative, because it is the very first time in this campaign, it's been also 2-3 months since we've been here. You essentially roll 3d6, and you do add your dexterity, or you should have initiative on your sheet. I'm not sure which is which. I
Yeah.
don't have a blank character sheet in front of me, which is not very convenient. Let me just bring character sheet.
Yeah, I don't have initiative on my character sheet for some reason.
So it should be just your
I don't either.
dexterity.
Dexterity, so that's 5, 10, 13, 4. I rolled a 14 with 5 stunt points. I don't know if that matters for initiative.
You can use them to. No, for initiative. No, it's not really a test.
Yeah. So 14.
14. La Pared?
12.
I got a
Yes. Yes, fair.
I got 13.
Okay. And Nicolette 14, right? And those wolves. Alright. They're between two of you. Right before La Pared and right after our unknown friend. So, Aurelia, you are at the top of this order. You make sure the horse move forward as quickly as possible on the road, but cannot help to notice that there are some hungry beasts behind you, still trying to give chase for at least for now. What do you wish to do?
As I am keeping a hand on the rein of these horses, shouting down to Nicolette, thoughts on collateral damage? Do we care right now?
Shit. I don't know. Run? We
Nicolette,
should just keep going, yeah?
say no.
Nicolette has no idea what to do. Like, getting chased by wolves was not on today's agenda.
Okay. Nicolette did not say don't do collateral damage, so I'm gonna do wind shaping again.
Okay.
See, my thoughts on collateral damage is you were talking about the wolves getting something. Like bait.
Oh no, I'm referring to the trees and other
Oh,
things.
yeah.
around.
I definitely thought you were like, we're gonna sacrifice one of these horses.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
that or some damage to the cart is what I was
Yeah.
thinking.
I mean, the cart's already fucked, right?
No, the cart.
mean,
The cart is
it's-
fine. It is a expensive fucking cart. It just
Like-
needs some minor repairs when we get
Yeah,
settled.
we'll slight damage. It's gonna get you there for now, but we are also currently putting the cart under extra pressure right now. So
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm aiming for a 17 on this TN, which sucks because that's also my fatigue test. Is whatever this result is. Easily. That is a 21. Right? No, 22.
right.
So we have a strong wind.
yes.
So
What is?
I love how enthused you are about this. So Nicolette not saying no to collateral damage. Aurelia will look behind her and begin a whistle that is very warbling, that kind of layers on top of itself
Mhm.
in almost a dissonance. And I'm going to create a tornado on top of these walls.
Oh.
Okay.
That's going to be a strength test from the
Okay.
wolves.
Is Bijou at least
Is it-
back in
is
the
something
cart
that just
now, or are we
happened
about to kill my
immediately?
cat?
Or is there like time? Does it require a bit of time for it to work? Because Green Tornado is fucking strong.
Yes, this isn't weather shaping, which takes 10 minutes to do. This is wind shaping, which just
Whatever wind is there, like
Happens.
just like all right. So it is a strength test, right?
TN 19 strength test.
Oh, they're not making that. I can tell you that regardless of what I roll.
Okay. I'm
So
just reading to make sure there's not a time thing on it.
Yeah.
No, there's not.
like that is like
You have to roll 3 6s plus 1.
ready for like VHS immediately movie. Tornado.
Okay.
Coming
let
to
me,
a Disney
Not
VHS
Wolfnado.
near you.
Let me get enough
Yeah,
D6 for this.
Yes. How many d6 is it?
This will be 10 D6 of damage to each.
Oh, they're
They're fucked.
It's a
Wow.
tornado.
It's a wow.
that is the quickest. Like, usually like in Age, combat can drag on. Anybody that played Age and like attitude like
Oh my God,
engage in combat,
Yes.
it can sometimes take a whole session.
We
Yeah.
Apparently,
literally
if you just
fought
say
that one
"fuck
dude.
you, tornado time," no.
We fought that one dude in the Expanse game for like 4.5 hours.
But he was big, strong.
He was big and strong. We're gonna wipe out a bunch of wolves in one shot because freaking Aurelia is amazing.
43 points of damage apiece.
Yeah. So
And the trees and like
yeah,
it's a
tree-
tornado. It cuts a path like a tornado. I will dispel it. I have to do it again. Let me make the fatigue test first. I will do it again to dispel it after the wolves are thrown away.
I highly recommend it, because otherwise you will have a tornado. You will have a tornado chasing you, which is not better.
Okay, I passed that fatigue test.
Okay.
So after the wolves are thrown away, I will.
So, as you just jump into a carriage of people that you don't know, thankfully they're willing to help you, running away, and somebody like just spawned a tornado behind you. Not sure how that makes you feel.
Doesn't make me feel any type of way because
No.
reasons.
Yeah.
Whistling again, Aurelia is able to bring it down to severe wind.
Okay.
Which is not ideal, but it's not a tornado. So it's very windy. It's enough to extinguish any unprotected flames. Severe winds have a 50% chance of doing that. Ranged weapons attacks and perception hearing are at a -2 penalty, so it's howling wind.
Okay. With howling. So, for a moment there was wolves. Now you don't see them. You're not sure where they are, what the state of those wolves are. If they're dead or alive. What you have behind you, as you're riding along, is a bit of carnage. As branch and trees and so many things have just been disrupted by a sudden tornado that in a place where it is not a tornado prone area by any means. Like, you don't usually get that here. It kind of sucks for whoever's going to take that road after, because they're probably going to have to deal with trees and road damage and all that, but that's
But
somebody
not
else's
any
problem
wolves.
for now. But there's still a severe wind, which is better than a tornado. Let's just say that. But here you are, for most of you in safety of the carriage, and Aurelia, you still have to like bunker down like outside because wind is still very, very strong against you. And
Yeah, Aurelia's sweating despite
The-
the wind.
the bit of rain that was in the air is slapping now, so it's not very fun. But hey, at least you're not being eaten alive by a wolf, which is on the bright side. I guess.
I think I took care of it.
Okay. That was a lot.
Yeah, things were indeed a bit shook up in the carriage.
I'm in the carriage. You see that, like, as I'm catching my breath and calming down, I pull out like a little notebook and a quill, and I just write something down and then put it back.
Note taking.
Not the teacher taking notes about the class.
Are you saying that in character?
No, I'm not saying that in character.
You all are very impressive.
I need Fair to make a willpower self-discipline roll.
Ooh,
I'm gonna shit my pants. Okay, willpower.
PvP roll. Look at that.
What does willpower fall under?
It falls under willpower. It is one of your like ability focus. It is
And if
the last
self-dif-
one on your
if-
sheet.
In
Oh
self-discipline.
yeah, I just can't. I just didn't scroll down far enough.
It's
All right.
okay. Like I didn't want to sound like a jerk, but it literally falls under like the category.
Read your fucking character sheet, maybe.
That's right.
Just a 10.
Okay. I rolled a 14 minus 1 because I failed my fatigue test.
Oh, I'm sorry, 11.
Okay.
Not that it matters.
So I get a general idea of your current emotions and mood.
Okay.
So I need to know, like, what's on your mind? What you thinking? How you feeling?
This is just emotions, no thoughts.
Yeah, it's
right?
general. It's not like specific thoughts. It's general, like emotional state. Like
It's a vibe check.
It's a vibe
Okay.
check.
Yeah. So I think you would feel like slowly dissipating fear, because I was literally just being chased by wolves. Some creepy ass weird wolves. And then underneath that, like that's slowly growing, is curiosity.
But I don't feel any animosity, any.
No. I think if anything, you would feel that what she says, like you all are very impressive, is what she means.
Okay. Cool. I have +1 ongoing for the next couple of minutes, so. Or +1 to the next interaction if there's a thing. I'm just trying to get the vibe check because that's a thing that I can do. So it's like the immediate. This person was randomly being chased by wolves and is now taking notes. The fuck?
Yep.
Seems like an odd time to be taking notes. Hello, my name is Nicolette.
Hi, I'm Tanis.
Hi, Tanis.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine now. I wasn't attacked. I managed to see them right before they saw me, so I got a head start.
Good to know. You're not injured?
No.
Oh, blessings, because I'm exhausted. And I will kind of like. So the way that we're sitting in the cart is currently. Who do you think you would have sat next to when you jumped in? The tall rich lady or very, very tall armored dude?
Honestly, I don't think I would have thought about it. I would just taken a seat. So.
Because he and I are sitting across from each other. So.
I'd probably take, well, I assume it's like rich lady, but also a cat next to her. So I feel like there's probably more space next to the armored guy.
Yeah, probably.
So.
And if La Panda was like sitting like on like driver's side, I could see like he like essentially pulled in like swooping.
Yeah, basically, because he's back to the driver's side so that he can so that he can see out the back and the sides.
Exactly. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm looking at you and looking at him, and I'm just kind of like flump back, and I'm like collapsing into the side of the carriage a little bit.
Yeah, I take out a dagger and assassinate you immediately. That's what. No.
Well, there you got the one up on me.
I respect it.
She just kind of like leans over because I took a hit to the fatigue, so she needs a few minutes. She's winded. She looks a little tired all of a sudden. Aurelia, are you okay?
Yeah, I need a breather. She also failed the fatigue test because making a tornado is very tiring.
That was pretty awesome, but oh boy, maybe we need to slow down for a minute and take a breather. You want to come in here and meet our guest?
Yeah, that might be good.
I
see if I can
think
get them to stop.
I think at that, Lapare will probably take over the cart driving duties.
All right. It is still severe wind outside, so things will be a bit challenging, but okay.
Just take it slow, please.
I'll do my best, but there is a little bit of some wind out there.
Be careful.
Yep, no problem.
Okay.
Let me know if you need anything.
I will. Thank you.
So a little bit of driver swap. I've had, scoot a little bit,
And it was raining out, yeah?
I mean, it was, when it's not necessarily raining, but it feels like it's raining outside.
It's like that drizzle sort
That
of
little
rain.
drizzle. That's what it was when you were initially on the road. Now with stronger wind and a slight agitation in the air, it did impact the weather, so it's a bit more wet than previously. But it's not like full like storm rain.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, like, did everybody get like soaked through in the middle of
No.
all of this kind of thing?
You still feel a bit damp, especially if you were like running through the wood, like all like the water from the trees probably fell on you, Tanis.
I would like pull out one of my shawls or something and hand it to Tanis and be like, the damp is probably bad. It's a little cool. Here's something to wrap up in to
Especially
warm
like
up.
this far north on Naldis. Weather is a bit cooler. So about it, I will need you to give me just a general animal handling, and Aurelia, you can take a bit of a rest inside the carriage, and
Yeah, she kind of
meet
slumps
properly
into
the
seat.
person that jumped in front of you for a moment that you barely saw moments ago.
You said communication animal handling?
Correct.
That one's cocked. Okay, that's a 6. That's an 11. But I got a 6 on one of my dice. So that's what, 1 stun point?
All right. It's if you have something you can use for a stun point. But here you, three of you are in this carriage.
Right. So, who are you?
Hi, I'm Tanis. Thanks for stopping. Or swerving.
Yeah, that was some excellent handling of the cart. Thank you.
That was mostly an accident. I barely have control over those horses. But I'm glad you got in, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, there's something wrong with those wolves, and I just need to get the fuck out of there, to be honest. Pardon my language.
No, you're fine. I cuss like a. Excuse me. I cuss like a sailor. Sailing.
And I am
family.
a sailor, so.
And also, I know that we're trying to, like, take our time. I do suggest, like, we move maybe a little faster.
We probably need to wait for the wind to die down a little bit, or we could injure the horses and break the carriage, and then we're stuck. Is there something else chasing you besides the wolves? Because I think the wolves are gone.
Definitely
The
gone.
wolves were corrupted by something, and it's spreading.
From which direction?
This way.
So, yeah, Tanis, to your general knowledge, because you've probably been here like at most a day or two prior to today. Based on travel and speaking with locals and all that, and even though the source or more specific location of the corruption doesn't seem to be like mentioned or known, just because it's still like lingering animosity between people of Aldous and Kern, a lot of people have been probably telling you that is most likely coming from Kern. But obviously, like you've noticed that this stronger things the further north you go, and people that have been traveling from the city of Aldous, you've probably noticed that all you travel until you now at this point reach near the what you call it, closer to Palbin Weld, and like it's getting more and more. You're not exactly sure where it's coming from or how it's spreading, but it's more dominant the further north you go.
What direction are we going in?
You are currently generally going like north east-ish. I can.
Just so I'm clear,
Yes.
people don't know where it's coming from, but it seems more prevalent in the north, suggesting that it's coming from the north.
Correct. Like there's strong suggestion.
Okay.
That is coming from north. But they may also be like anybody with a reasonable. How can I put it? Deductive mind could also see that there might be some local bias about saying that this is probably from there just because of the history between people of Aldous and people of Kern.
Yeah.
But
I share all of that.
So it's possible that it's coming from Kern, but nobody's really sure.
Yeah, nobody.
I mean,
And honestly, I mean, we should take those kinds of reports with a grain of salt just because of, the ongoing rivalry between the two kingdoms. But that seems to be the running theory at this point.
well, I mean, unfortunately, we're on an important mission from the Crown that's taking us north. If you don't want to head towards the corruption, we are not going to be the ride for you.
Tanis kind of thinks for a moment and pulls that notebook out again, and sort of flips kind of towards the front and then looks like, no, unfortunately, I have to go this way too.
All right, well, we're headed to Stony Run. You're welcome to travel with us if you need. We have the space. I'm fine with it. We should probably consult the others, obviously. I don't have a problem with it. Aurelia?
I'm fine with it. The more the
And Aurelia,
merrier.
in your head, I clocked her. She seems legit.
The more the merrier, I guess. Wouldn't hurt to have a full crew. Do you think this is why they're sending us north?
I'm gonna get. Well, I mean, they said stuff's been happening, and we needed to go check on things in the area. But then we heard about the incursions, and then the potential for like smugglers are not even able to get up here with stuff. So I don't really know. I don't know that everybody knows what's going on. But this might be, what we're coming here to find out. And if it starts to get too heavy duty, we can always bail.
So your name is Tanis, but who are you? Why are you up here?
Tanis thinks for a moment, and I think you do see mild panic on her face because was not expecting this type of interaction. He goes, oh, well, to be frank, we're all maybe not friends, but acquaintances now. I was sent by the Crown to kind of watch you.
Excuse me, and I start thumping on the wall for La Pared to stop.
Not in any bad way, but take notes, report back any things that maybe you might miss, how well you're doing. It's nice to finally be in the carriage. I'm glad you guys kept getting stuck because I honestly was starting to sort of lose you, and then you guys kept getting stuck in the mud.
Does he stop the carriage when I start thumping on the wall?
I do because I can't hear that part, and with my stunt dice, I'm going with advantageous positioning, which is I can make a discovery from an advantageous position of my choice up to 2 yards away from a place that would normally lead your discovery with respect of the object of your test, and wait till the narrator describes what I found. If it's relevant, choose position, and that's about it.
Yeah, I think from where you are, you would easily be able to hear the thumping on the back of the carriage, which it is not the first time that thumping is happened as signal to possibly stop. So you'll be wise enough to clue in that it's possibly what you would want to do.
The second that the cart is stopped, I am out of the cart and up in the seat next to him.
Aurelia, kill her with your magic.
Tornado in the middle of the carriage.
I
Son of a
look
Mrs.
at
Twister.
La Panette. She's with the crown. They've sent somebody to follow us. I wasn't actually free. They nixed the guards, but then they sent somebody after me anyway.
Can I do like a roll or something to see if I hear this conversation?
You can hear me. Roll me a perception hearing.
I'm not being
Okay.
quiet at all about it. I'm not even kind of making it private. Would say there doesn't even need to be a roll.
Okay.
She is
Tanis,
enraged.
Tanis sort of. I imagine there's like maybe like a little window slot thing that you can open. I feel like I've seen that in like medieval.
There's
Yeah,
side
little-
windows. There's
Yeah.
side windows
Little,
because
like,
the seats
Tanis
are kind of
drivers
like
little
above.
thing.
Yeah, Tanis sticks her head out and yells over the wind. It's actually not about you.
It doesn't matter who it's about. I was told we wouldn't be followed.
Leopard looks over at Nicolette and says, "We had to expect this.
Well, yeah,
It's
but
disappointing."
it's still.
He looks over at the new person because he hasn't got a name yet. Who were you sent to look after?
All of
Someone
them.
individually or all of us? Oh, that's nice.
Not in a bad way, like not to make sure you're doing what you were told to do, but just sort of as oversight.
And Tanis, your general instruction were like we have extra tasks around the area that we would like your attention for. FY, we have also been sending like other folks there for unrelated matter, but if you could, just keep an eye on them.
Yeah.
And right. However you wish to interpret that as Tanis, it is entirely up to you. But-
Spy on them heavily.
I-
Leave nothing. No.
But I part of me really love the like, I'm just gonna pull out my paper and like put your little grade letter made next to your performance report.
Yeah, this is a performance review.
Yeah, performance review.
Performance
was
reviews
not
for a
asked.
job we've had for a week.
Let's talk about some of the areas in which I think that you could improve, and that way it'll improve like the whole business and just like the synergy of the team.
Oh no, not throwing in the buzzwords.
I throw myself out a window as soon like me.
I thought we were
Pherin,
playing
I throw
TTRPG.
myself.
I didn't think I was going to work.
Right. I came here to be fantasy like characters, please, not meetings that could have been an email.
That
It's-
corporate TTRPG.
Yeah.
Corporate TTRPG will.
We
always find a
noticed
good
your dice
community.
rolls have been a little subpar the last few sessions.
Yeah. Can you please work
Can you-
on that?
Yeah,
Like,
pop
I
out
don't-
those numbers. Those are rookie numbers.
Yeah.
I hate
So,
it here.
y'all
And
invited
I'm
me,
gonna
just
look
so
at
you
him
know.
and be like, yeah, I kind of expected it, but I didn't expect that a babysitter would be jumping in the carriage a weekend.
I mean, it's a unique circumstance. I kind of regret.
And just to be clear, this actually wasn't part of my plan at all. It's just those wolves, again, bad news. Knew you guys were close.
I clock
Ran
her
to
again. Is she telling the
safety.
truth?
Do you have to
Yeah.
reroll for it?
I don't know if I
I'm
have
not-
to. Do I? I have a +1 regardless.
Didn't
but I
you
can
have
reroll
it
for it.
was up for? I thought it was just up.
How
I
long does
better
your
go
thing
look.
stay up?
I'm-
That's
I gotta go back to my
Yeah.
spells. Hang on.
It's been a while, so rereading spells and abilities is a thing.
Yeah, I have to reroll it.
All right, please reroll it.
Fair, you also need to reroll a self-discipline check.
Oh, okay. Can I just choose to fail it?
You can.
I will allow it.
I'm gonna choose to fail.
All right. Well, that was a 13. No,
Okay.
14. So
Do you have to reroll for your fatigue?
there
Or
is
is
no
that just-
fatigue test on
Okay.
heart rating.
good. Otherwise, like you're already like in a.
Well, if it's
That
been
was
more
like-
than 5 minutes, I'm
Yeah.
rested at this point.
Yeah.
But
It's probably
Nicolette's
close
now in
to
a
5
coma.
minutes.
there's no
Um,
fatigue test for
yeah.
heart rating.
So yeah, Tanis, what vibe check does Nicolette get on you?
She's telling the truth. She was going to observe and report, do nothing else. But then 3 creepy ass wolves started chasing her.
Does she feel trustworthy? Do I get the same vibe
I
off of her
feel
that I
like-
got off of Elora?
I don't know
If-
who that is.
I mean, your character would know, but you don't know.
I as a player don't know.
Yeah, it'd be fairly close.
I still get that good.
Yeah,
Like-
I do believe that Tanis at her core is a very good person, to my knowledge of the character.
But I don't
Yeah,
get the
sure.
vibe
Plot
like I did
twist.
off like the guards and stuff where they're there and they're salty about it and they're literally just there to watch and keep tabs. I get the vibe that
Yeah.
she's telling the truth and she's
Yeah.
legit.
Usually, people in her position are usually like they usually pass a good vibe check beforehand. So
Well, I don't know what her position is. I just know we were being followed after we were told we wouldn't be. So
I mean, I was out in the mud and in the elements, so it's either a really good position or I'm doing grunt work. You be the judge.
and I'm just gonna be like, all right, fine. I'm sitting up here.
Lepida looks at Nicolette and says, "Look, let's see how she's like. She needed help. We helped her. If she does something that we don't like, I mean, she found us.
In your
we could
head,
just
I'm gonna ping you, and in your head, you're immediately just gonna hear, "I'm scared."
he stops what he says and he looks at her and just nods as in like, I know, I get it.
I'm
And
gonna
I
whistle
think-
for Bijou and just tuck him in my cloak and stay outside with Lapred.
I think at that he's gonna stop talking and look at Nicolette but speak up and say, "Are we all okay to go?"
Aurelia?
I'm good with it. I mean, we're down a crew member. They're gonna follow us anyways. Might as well keep eyes on them.
No, that's a very good point. All right, I'm sitting out here. I need some fresh air.
all right.
And he goes ahead and tells Horsey's to let's get going.
Card is a moving.
Tanis,
carriage is
like,
moving once again.
Gets it, but also in her head, she's like, I could have fucking lied. I didn't fucking lie. What do you want from me? Normally I lie.
Never a lot light. God damn it! I should not have been honest this time.
Yeah, fuck me. This is what you get for telling the truth.
Right.
True so sets
Oh,
you
had-
free, man.
Had we gotten the lying vibe off of you, I don't know that Tanis lives for much more than a few minutes.
Bye. Great session. I'm not making another character. I'll tell you right now.
No.
That's not happening.
Look.
It's like, I guess I'm just dead. Bye.
All right. So, traveling in the carriage. What is the vibe within the carriage at this moment between currently just Aurelia and Tanis? What's going on between the two of you?
I don't know how talkative is Tanis. Are we just sitting here in silence? Or?
I feel like you get the sense that normally Tanis is a very social person, despite like the stuff that she just told you about, kind of like being on the road alone, following, spying, whatever. But like she also senses the awkward tension, and it's like, oh, I don't want to be the one to break that. Like I feel like as soon as I break it, I'm gonna get stabbed in the throat. So I just saw this one conjure up a tornado. I think I'm best
I don't want a
behavior.
tornado in here.
Valid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there is a lot of silence at first, but eventually, also looking very awkward. So, how much do you know about us then? If you were sent to watch us.
Oh my god. She pulls out her notebook again.
And honestly,
And
like, if you were given notes about them, there's not much beside general description. Just like in case you see them. No, that's what they look like.
Well, I also think though that like because Nicolette has like this sort of notoriety, for lack of a term that I can't think of right now,
Yeah.
she probably knows the most about Nicolette because
Yeah.
of that. So
Yeah.
like it's like, but she's very much like when she's going through her notebook, she's sort of like kind of gives like general statements, not going into Nicolette's business that much because like she's like, I don't know how much you know, and really these notes are for the crown, so it's not like I shouldn't be blabbing too much, but like she's like kind of like pretty much every aspect of your adventure this past week she has notes on.
Like every time you encountered some weird random person in tavern that was surprisingly not talking too much and it was just journaling, it was most
Yeah.
likely Tanis some shape or form.
Yeah. And also has a tally mark of how many times your character's gotten stuck somewhere.
Anna, can you roll me like a d6?
Just
So I can just have a general idea of like tally mark of how many times you were stuck.
You just want me to roll 1d6?
You can roll 2 if you want. That
mean,
would be more
I
accurate.
don't
None of
think
us are
we've
good
been-
at driving a cart.
We had Tomasa.
Most of
just
the road
a
has been
couple days
good.
ago.
Okay, will roll 1 then. That's a 6.
Okay. The 6th time was now, so
I'm writing this down.
yeah.
You as your character, or you fair?
Both. Both. I mean, no, the character already has it, so me as a player, I have to write it down. So I remember.
Yeah, our driver had other business to attend to.
Yeah. And she goes to the page with that guy's information on it. Yeah, I know something about a former lover or something.
Yeah, he was always the romantic one.
Well, you know, not all always find it. I guess I should be happy for those who do.
There's a look of sadness on Aurelia's face for just a moment before she shifts
Seems
in the
sad
seat.
when talking about romance. Do not bring this up again, maybe.
I would love to see like what Tanis notes look like, because I'm sure it's probably a bit chaotic. and
Oh.
foggy.
It's like they're definitely like written pretty neatly.
Mhm.
Because I feel like she is the type to kind of like go back and rewrite things too. So most of them are
Mhm.
pretty neat. But then like there's also like during times where like there was nothing fucking happening, there are like ADHD like scribbles in the margins. So it almost looks like an illuminated manuscript, but it's just bullshit.
I love that vibe. Wonderful. All right. So, as there's a bit of awkward silence inside the carriage, and you are slowly driving towards the settlement of Stony Run, which is just possibly on your horizon within the next 15 minutes or so. Unless there's another tornado or some bullshit that happened, you should be fine. This is where we are gonna take a break, just because I need to stretch my leg and all. So get up, go get some water, do whatever you need. We're gonna be right back in a few minutes, and where are we gonna pick up upon our return? We are basically gonna be at the settlement. So see you all in a moment. We are back. So, right before break, our little troop of fair traveler were heading into the Pattern Well into the more wood area because the road is shit here. Um, had not so good weather. Met uh, Mr. Stranger, who turned out to be our lovely Tanis here, who has been sent north for some various duty. One of them may or may not include keep an eye on the party at B, which did raise some eyebrow and some thought feeling about this. But this will surely develop in time and see how things go. But here we are, near the outpost of Stony Run. As Napad, you are currently helming this vehicle. You do start seeing a bit of a clearance in the wood into more mountainous area. And in front of you, you do see like the outline of what is a small village settlement. Which you can assume, based on at least you hope, based on the general direction you were heading in the indication, that this is most likely your targeted destination, which was initially the little settlement of Stony Run. The sky is still very gray, but what was severe wind slowly died down as nature just took its course. Upon your approach, as you're driving your carriage and all, you enter what is essentially their town square. What would be a market gathering that normally would probably feel more lively if the weather would have been more nice, but still active and slowly wrapping up. Farmer from outlying communities are nearby, packing up some remaining goods into some wagons, and craft people are boxing somewhere and slowly returning to their workshop. There's still a few food vendor here and there, very very few, trying to offer treats and roasted meat and vegetable to any passerby that may want a side meal a quick meal on the go. And as they see you approaching in your carriage, most of them seem to avoid like direct eye contact with any of you, just minding their own business. The two of you that are posted on the outside of the carriage probably notice amongst this crowd one man that does stand out a little bit. Very well dressed man, tall, some would say classically handsome, with very white blonde hair and pale blue eyes, who does, unlike the other folks, really notice your arrival and acknowledge it. What do you wish to do?
I think that while we were on the road, Nicolette had done the whole like hook her pinky in Lafade's pinky thing that they've been doing off and on for a while now. She's really freaked out. As soon as she sees the town, she'll drop it because appearances. I don't know. Does the guy who noticed us say anything, or?
He seems to be like currently like more engrossed in a bit of a conversation at this time, which may or may not be wrapping up.
I probably wait. Pardon me, sir.
Oh, yes.
I apologize. I'm sorry to interrupt. Could you please direct us to the inn?
The inn. Oh, well, there's one just nearby. But welcome to our humble little outpost.
Thank you.
I'm your humble servant, Mayor Garrett. Nice to meet you, stranger.
Nice to meet you as well, Madame Nicolette Delacour. I'm from Aldous. We've been sent by the Crown to come visit the city, check things out, make sure everything is okay. We've had some interesting
Really,
reports.
more people from the crown.
Yes.
Interesting. And Tanis, from within the carriage. You do know that voice? You've heard it before.
Hey, Garrett.
Oh, you look at you. You're back.
I
Whew.
am.
What happened to you?
Rain, wind, mud, and wolves. In that order.
Oh dear. Are these friends of yours?
I look like around, and I'm budding acquaintances.
Recent acquaintances, yes. We found. I apologize, Tanis. I did not ask your pronouns.
Oh, she, her, but they, them is also fine.
Thank you. We found her running through the woods. There were some wolves chasing her. We got her in the cart, and we were headed here anyway. So.
Huh? Well, glad you're safe. I'm assuming things went well. But I mean, if they're, our friend, this wonderful person, you are more than welcome to, at least for now, just stay at my abode. If you wish to go to a local inn, it's absolutely fine.
Am I also staying at the mayor's house?
You've been invited. If you either accepted the invitation or not, it's up to you.
I would
mean,
honestly be
it's
more
free,
comfortable
right?
at the inn.
Tanis would say stay where it was free.
Yeah, I mean it's a good way to make a local connection.
I'm sure we could just stay at the inn, correct?
I don't see anything wrong with that. I don't want to impose.
Yeah, there's quite a few of us. I wouldn't want to impose. I think we'll get rooms. Tanis, obviously, you're welcome to stay with us should you wish to. I can cover a room if you need it.
Kind of looks around the crew, trying to get the vibe because it was very awkward. It's like, all my stuff's still at the mayor's house.
No, that's fine. I wouldn't want
Also,
to
it's
pressure you.
Also, it's free. But
Wow.
I feel like it might be best if I maybe gave y'all some space.
That's fine. I'm a little sketched out, as I'm sure you can tell.
Yeah, that's why I said it might be best if I gave you some space.
That's fine if that's what you would like. I just want to get in a room and get a hot bath.
I could drop them off and then drop you at the mayor's residence afterward, so you don't have to walk all the way.
Oh, no, it's perfectly fine. I can walk.
If you change your mind, no big. I mean, I'm sitting here already, so
I would head for the inn and ask for 3 rooms.
Yeah. Inn is it's not a big town. It's like there's only one proper inn in this little outpost, right? And it's nothing massive. When we say room, yeah, if you're are greeted to this little establishment, which is nicely called home away from home. It's a simple establishment. As you enter, you do notice that there's a bit of a mixed dining area. where if some people wish to rest and dine, chat, and they can go there. There is also there seems to be also a second floor to this place, so if there's any area where people would rest, would be there. The establishment is not densely packed, but there's a few either both traveler and locals. Based on a certain visual characteristic, you're able to see that they come from various backgrounds. From both, there's night people, there's Vatan, there's humans, there's even the occasional sea folk. But you do also notice bits of cultural trait and elements, especially in their attire. Some are from Albus, some seems to be from beyond, some seems to be from Kern, especially from this being so close to the border. Uh, but here you are, at the home away from home.
I'll look for like the innkeep or the barkeep, whoever looks to
Yeah.
be running the joint.
Yeah, there's one person like running table, bring some of the food out. Who seems to be the person with the busiest hand in this place. And they do clock you as soon as you walk in. You and your party member walked in. Yes.
Excuse me. Hi, rooms for rent?
Rooms, plural.
I don't know how many you have available.
And you see this little, like, mousy little human fella. Well, we don't have rooms per se.
Beds for rent then?
We have like space. It's more of a, it's called communal space above. So we haven't really take the time to redivide the place up there. It was nothing that we just reuse and put bedding. That is fine.
Got it. Meals? Food, drink?
Could be arranged. Yes.
Do we want to just get, and I'll turn around and I'll look at La Pared and Aurelia. Do we want to just get food and sleep in the carriage? That way we can watch the carriage and the horses anyway.
I mean, one of us could. I don't know that all three of us could.
Well, I mean, it's large enough to sleep 4 to 5.
True.
Or if
mean,
we want to stay here, I mean, I don't want to just make all of the decisions. Y'all tell me where you want to sleep. What do you think is best?
I mean, shoulder to shoulder in the attic or in the carriage, it's the same one way or the other.
Maybe there's another inn, perhaps. If not, I mean, the carriage is fine.
There's always the mayor's house.
Well, I think after
Well, I mean,
today's events and that huge news drop, I mean, might be best if we all just discuss what that means.
maybe we sleep in the carriage tonight for some privacy and to talk, and we figure it out in the morning.
It's not
Makes
a bad
sense to
idea.
me.
All right. Is there a table available where we can plop down to get food?
And he looks around. I think there's one over there. It's a small table. There's probably like 3-4 seats around it.
Thank you, and I will go sit down.
Yeah, you do notice it's not a very big establishment. Like it's a place that's been settling for the past few years. They just never really boom in terms of like infrastructure. While all of you are settling down, Tanis, what are you doing?
How far away is the mayor's house?
it's not that far. Like it is not a big, massive, sprawling city, right?
Yeah.
From where the tavern is, well, not tavern, the inn, which are two totally different establishments. Uh, you are able to see the building, which is probably one of the nicer building, although it's nothing grandiose. It's just okay sized house.
Yeah. So I'm just going to the mayor's house.
Yeah.
Also thinking about a hot bath. Is the mayor coming with me, or did he stay in town?
He seems to have been like finishing things in town, but you would know from I haven't been here for like a day or two before that there's usually somebody at the house, and if it's not Mayor Garrett, it is usually husband Oren, who's it's either or that are usually there.
Oren.
Oren, yes.
Oh, yeah, I'll just go up to the mayor's house politely. Well, I assume there's like maybe like a bell rope situation. Ring the bell.
It is not that fancy that you could just probably just knock at the door.
Okay, I knock on
Yeah.
the door.
And moments later, like Oren's open door. Oh, well. Hey, good to see you. Are
Drenched,
you-
muddy, looking haggard. Uh-huh.
Okay. I'm assuming you wish to have a bath or some sort.
If it wouldn't be too much trouble.
We can. I can bring a bucket of water. Yes. We know where things are.
Couple buckets.
Yes. All right. Please remove your boots.
Yeah. Yeah. I take them off and absolutely leave them like on the porch. And then I'll head inside and do what needs to be done.
Perfect. All right. The rest of you, I'm just splitting between the two at the same time, which is super fun.
I know.
It's my
I always
favorite.
get the party.
I'm assuming you are getting some warm meal, which is probably one of the nicest things you've had on the road for a while. Food is not like the greatest, but it's not bad either. It still has some interesting flavors to it. Some local, some from afar. The place is not overly rowdy. Although you do notice that on occasion as you are a stranger in this place, there's a few people that do like give you glances here and there, but go back to their business quickly as soon as like a glance is returned.
Nicolette
What do
just
you
kind of
wish to
sits
do?
there very nervously. She's picking at her food. It's good, but she's like not got a real appetite. She's picking at it.
Anything in particular that you're doing in this establishment? Listening, talking to people, talking amongst yourself.
Probably listening.
Yeah, Lapida is probably going to keep his ears out. Keep his ears open. See if he can pick up anything.
For those listening, please roll me a perception hearing.
13.
13.
Uh, 19. And I got 2 6s.
Ooh. Any fancy stun point that you wish to use in that?
Let me see. I think just exciting opportunities. I'm gonna spend 4 on that. And I think that's I think that's about it. Nothing else really seems to be
All right.
decent.
Perfect. So, one other thing that you pick up on, no, obviously didn't mention. Look at more traveler here, which is not something that should be unexpected, especially like a town like a little place that's bordering like to region. One of the thing that bit of conversation that you do pick up on. Somebody mentioned that they just got from the market away from the market, and they were quite concerned that the Emmett family did not make it to the market today. Especially considering that this family hasn't missed a market since the town was founded years ago by the brothers. It's one of the things that gets your attention. Between the two of you, you also get hear that I mentioned of Edwin that used to come into town, and especially on market days, but seems to have been missing, not coming for the past few days. And people that are just no longer around, and wondering, is anybody doing anything about it? And there's also a mention of, well, there's been those roamers nearby. Some people are like, roamers are usually good folks. But no, some people are still wary of strangers, right? Especially with things how things seems to be currently in the town. But those are a few things that you pick up upon. Just the bits of conversation. Nothing is said out loud. But yeah. You may do with this information as you wish, and if there's any bits of information you wish me to repeat, because I know hearing can be.
What was the family's name that you said was missing?
Emmett. E-M-M-E-T.
Do I hear that or no? With my 13? Probably not.
Probably not. That's something. But you've probably heard the remaining bits about a gentleman named Edwin and the band of Romer that's been settled about last few days north of town.
What do you all think we should do?
It's never a good sign when people go missing. They could be moving on to bigger, better things, but
I mean, there's one person, yeah, Edwin.
Yeah. And also this members of the Emmett family not having missed a single day at market.
Oh, I didn't catch that.
apparently they've every day since it's been around. They haven't missed a single day in market, but they've missed the last one, which they felt weird, and I think the locals are getting a little restless. They're starting to ask
Well, Tanis,
if anyone's looking around.
Tanis seemed to know the mayor, and really, I had kind of overheard something about notes.
Yeah, she has a notebook filled with a lot of information, a lot of odd drawings, a bunch of information about us and other things. Could be she may know what's going on, or
I wonder if we talk to them in the morning. Get some rest tonight. I'm hoping I will be in a better mood in the morning, but I'm very sketched out by somebody from the crown just all of a sudden popping out and finding out that they've been following us.
yeah, it's not surprising, but
It's not surprising, but I really wanted to be able to trust.
Leopard looks at Nicolette and says, "It's going to be all right. I'm sure intentions were good, but it would have been nice to at least been aware of
Yeah,
that
I mean, they could have just
because
told us they were going to send somebody to grade our work, and it would have been fine. But I asked
Yeah.
not to be followed anymore.
strength in numbers.
I don't know that the intentions were good.
That's
They're
true.
expecting us to mess this up.
I didn't get a bad vibe off of her. That's the thing. Like, but at the same time, I'm a little weirded out by it all.
She seems nice. I mean, maybe she's just out for a job.
I think maybe we ask her tomorrow about her notes on the town, because I mean, we were sent here to take notes, right? Like that's the job. Is come here, see if anybody needs help, take notes on what's going on here, and then report back. Maybe we see what her notes are, and maybe we can skip a couple of steps.
Maybe she has more details, and she could be the one taking the notes.
Yeah, I mean, maybe we just talk to her in the morning. I'm obviously not going to get that hot bath tonight, but I definitely I want to get some sleep.
Yeah.
Maybe there might be an area where we could get baths at. Who knows? We could still retire at the cart.
Yeah, I guess we can figure it out, or just even just I don't know, a night's sleep maybe. I'm disappointed.
Can't say I don't blame you.
Smash cut to Tanis just chin deep in a bubble bath.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bubble bath, a bottle of wine.
What do y'all think?
I think it's still too early to really come to any conclusions. I'd rather have found out now than found out 6, 7, a year from now.
Yeah.
I agree. I still don't trust the crown. This could still all be a trap just to get us to mess up.
Yeah, that's my worry. I really was trying to have faith that it wasn't going to be like that.
I know, but at least you didn't completely let your guard down.
How late in the day is it?
By this point, it is probably getting close to like 4, 5 o'clock. It's hard to tell. Usually, you would use the sun to guide, but today being such a shitty weather day with sudden strong wind.
I ping Pierre.
Yep.
The name Tanis ring a bell?
Not Not particularly. Do you have a last name?
Not yet. We were followed by somebody who works with the crown. They're taking notes. We're being graded on whatever we're doing.
Really?
I just wanted to know if it was a name you recognize, so I knew if it was somebody we could trust or not.
It's not a name I heard, but
The kid's okay?
I mean, if it's not a name, oh yes, they're doing wonderfully. We'll soon start heading even further south in next few days. So.
Are the kittens holy terrors still?
It seems to have settled down a little bit. Or I just got used to it. I'm not sure which is worse. But at worst, if that new found person it seems to be following you, I mean, they're, if I don't know the name either, they're very well placed, or they might be working under somebody else.
I don't know. Tomasa left.
I unfortunately do not have access to my contacts.
Yeah, no, that happens when you're on a boat. Tomasa left. Thank you for sending word about Ari.
Oh, no problem. Hopefully he finds him.
Yeah, that's the hope.
It will be. They deserve it.
All right, I won't keep you. Thank you. Click.
Yeah.
And I look up at the other two. Sorry, I figured I would ask Pierre if he knew who Tanis was, and he has no clue.
Yeah, that's a good sign, at least.
Yeah.
Wasn't that a bad idea.
I pinged my grandmother real quick.
Okay.
Grandma,
I'm trying to remember how she sounded.
old and crotchety.
All my character, all in crotchety. I don't think I have the voice tonight to do all in crotchety, so it's just gonna be regular Frank's voice.
Whatever.
Use your goddamn imagination, people.
Grandmama,
Yes?
did you slap Jacques for me?
Oh, yes.
I love you so much. Bye. And I look at Ariella. My grandmother slapped Jacques for you. Just so you're aware.
Oh, good. That's a start, at least.
I hadn't checked in with everybody in a little bit. I needed to be sure. At least we know she's still on my side, yes? Now hopefully the crown will slap him.
Well, if
So
they
you don't have
I will
to.
stab him. So
Well,
we'll see how it plays out.
he had it coming.
I say we
prefer
look
you not
for-
murder my brother. We can make him suffer first.
I say after this we look for bathhouse.
Oh, do you think they have one in a town this small? I wait for like whoever's passing drinks around to come back by. Do y'all have a bathhouse in town?
I mean, we have this location nearby. They have tents and all, and there's like tubs and there's the bat maid that will bring you water and all. If anybody have ever seen like a ye old like medieval bathhouse, that's what it is. Like
Oh, that
it is nothing
sounds
fancy. It is very much
delightful.
outdoor in like tents, and you have a tub, and they bring water in there. And for extra coins, sometimes you will get extra service, if you know what I mean.
I don't need that.
Look, I just
That's
happen to
my
know like
job.
how ye old bathhouse used to work.
Mm-hmm.
It was a multi-service level thing.
There's a reason they're called brothels.
Yeah, they could make you feel good on multiple ways.
No, I would absolutely be like, y'all want hot baths? I'll pay.
I mean, after being on the road for a bit, I think I'll do.
Aurelia?
I guess if everyone else is doing it, I might as well.
You don't have to if you don't want to. If you'd rather stay with the cart, you're more than welcome to. I'm not going to force you, but I need a bath.
Yeah, we've been on the road for more than a week. I should probably take a bath.
Make note, Aurelia says it will to peer pressure.
Well, she doesn't want to be the stinky one, right? If everyone else takes a bath and she's been on the road for a week, she doesn't want to be the stinky one.
Yeah. That
If
road,
everyone else is
honestly-
also stinky, it's fine.
that road stank.
But I feel like even like after a bath, La Parette's still gonna be the stinky one because there's no way you're getting that smell out of that armor. It's
We
just
had the
absolutely
armor
sweet.
treated.
It's just been trapped in there.
I mean, he's
Anybody-
diligent in taking care of it, but
Yeah.
sweat.
Yeah, that like sweater will still get in that canvas and then it's not getting
Mhm.
out.
No, we find like where we can safely park the
Yeah.
carriage and get the horses taken care of and go take baths.
Yeah. Like you've noticed like next to like this little inn, there's essentially a little spot where like people like travel, right? It's like so
I make sure both La
Yeah.
Pared and Aurelia have enough coin for whatever services they want, and she doesn't ask questions. She's just like, I want hot bath. I have my own soap.
Yeah.
And she scrubs her hair for like 30 minutes and just soaks.
perfect. Yeah, it's a simple establishment, it's broadly put on like essentially like you find what is essentially like a little palisade-ish, like just like fence, which is
Mhm.
high, a little building, but mostly like on the outskirts of this in the part. Big white tent that flap can be closed, that can be more private. Forestry coins, some people will be able to have a bat in the inside place. But for the general people that do wish to just take a bat, it's in one of those tents.
Nicolette
People-
pays for a private room inside.
Yeah.
For herself and
Yeah.
gives them enough to do whatever they want with, but she's getting a private room inside and she is going to sit in a tub for hours and get every bone warm again.
You can
Yeah,
get
do you want
a
to
shave.
bathe
You can,
by yourself, or do you want to soak in other people's soup? Like that.
I mean,
Yeah,
the
no, I
waters
have-
change.
I have the water
between-
changed and I bring my own. I get my case of like soap and oils and all of that stuff.
They're
and I get
still
good
very
and clean.
hygienic for the time being. Like they do change the water, but they give option of like washing your clothes.
Mhm.
If you need a haircut or a shave, they do that. They can do basic like message like, oh, you need to be slightly patched up. Let's see what we can do, and
I have
other
my
bad
clothes
house
washed, too.
services.
I definitely do the clothes wash. I get as clean as I can get.
And it's like using a bathhouse like that. It's not a matter of like, oh, I'm gonna be 30 minutes in, 30 minutes out, and out in 30 minutes. It is usually an hour-long affair. So, if Pat and Aurelia desire any type of services at this establishment, you may either voice them externally or just keep them for yourself.
Definitely clothes wash, but yeah, just very basic bath.
Yeah.
I think she intends to be in and out quickly and then gets kind of frustrated with how long it takes.
Same with La Pared, and I think after that, after he's done, and his clothes are washed, he's probably going to just not be near Nicolette's bath tent, but like in earshot distance.
I do believe Nicolette paid for it to be within the building.
Yeah, I went and got one of the private rooms, but I would have told you where I was.
Then I think he'll just wait outside of the establishment.
She takes like 2.5 hours, 3 hours. It's like the
Jeez.
sun is down. It is bedtime by the time she is done.
He's still gonna wait.
I
She
go
comes
hang
out and
with
smells
the cart.
amazing. I'm sorry, you didn't have to wait. Did you get a bath? Yes, you definitely got a bath. Do you feel better?
Yeah, slightly better. I mean, no different.
Is Aurelia still here?
I think Aurelia took a quick bath as well, but I still have to. Still employed by your husband, so I have to.
Jesus Christ.
You knew that.
How
wasn't,
long have you been paid for? When is your contract done and you can just be free?
I mean, you can ask him that, but
He won't tell me.
then I can't tell you.
About is an NDA. I love it.
The worst NDA.
It's mind your business, NDA.
Yeah.
She sighs so heavily and just looks at you and being like, it's a pity I have ethics. And she just turns around and walks to the cart.
I think he. I think Lightbrother just smirks at that and just follows, walks to the cart as well.
Aurelia is laying across the roof of the cart.
Aurelia, I'm sorry it took so long. I really needed a soak.
No, no worries. I wasn't nowhere I'm supposed to be anyways. See the stars pretty well up here, so
Yeah, it's nice that it's clearing a little bit. I'm going to bed. And she climbs in the cart and like curls up.
Yeah.
Like we've folded the seats down and like the whole
Yeah. The
thing
weather
that
is
we have set up in there. And
obviously colder up here than it was, further south.
she grabs like a couple of blankets and throws them around the back. And
Perfect. So, from what I gather, your little group there is about to bed down.
the second La Pedette is asleep, pinkies.
Perfect.
She waits until she knows he's out.
Okay. Anything you wish to do, Aurelia, as you are bedding down, or any nighttime ritual?
I think she writes a little bit in her journal, but mostly lays on the roof, softly whistling, just making kind of shapes in the clouds up in the sky.
Yeah, there's plenty of clouds to shape around. Tanis, what have you been up to for the past hour or two? Living the best life in an old tub. Dinner has probably been served. It's not a great food, but Oren is okay cook.
Nice clean
Yeah.
bathroom.
Nice clean bath, fresh sheets in the
Warm.
bed. I'm not sharing a room with a bunch of people, or in a semi kind of cramped carriage. I'm like
Stinky
living
ass
a princess
carriage.
lifestyle right now. No, I definitely think it's been a very
Yeah.
long day for Tanis, and so after her bath and dinner, she probably like wrote a couple more notes like in her notebook and then crashed out.
Yeah. Over dinner, like there's probably been some mild conversation between both Garrett and Oren, and also talking to you. So, those individual they mentioned also working with the crown. I'm assuming they're associate of yours, or did you find anything?
Just so I'm clear, like above table.
Yes.
They're aware. I assume he's the mayor, so he's aware of like these missing people.
Yeah.
Is he also aware? Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead, please.
I was gonna say, is he also aware of like the corruption that's been spreading?
He's not very much aware of that because he hasn't been very much out of town. Like these things that doesn't seem to have been affected too much the town itself.
Okay.
No weird beast incursion. So far at least. Like those things are seemingly mostly like where it's very wild. The only thing that obviously put you up to speed based on recent geologi- geological incident and people know that have been missing, and obviously there's knowing that there's somebody from the crown here, and there's obviously some pressure on him to do something about it as mayor of the town, did bring it up to your attention, but
Okay. With that in mind, I will I'll keep when he asks about like the others, I'll say,
Mhm.
"Oh, yes, they're here on similar business." Kind of keeping it very fucking vague about why
Yeah.
they're here. Just because I don't like, even though he's letting me stay in the house and whatnot, it's just like one of those things where it's like, it's kind of none of your business.
Yeah.
But I don't want to be rude. And then when he asked me about if I found anything, I'll say I found some sick wolves out there.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, do you think that this is more the Oscar that the folks in our farming community may be at risk?
I do think that that is a strong possibility.
All right. I should probably spread the word to be more vigilant about this. Although I'm not exactly sure how to word it without creating some panic. But all right. Well,
Yeah, we don't want to cause too much alarm, but if it's possible, you may want to start. Well, I'm sorry. Before I continue, what season is it?
It is early spring.
Okay. I know it might be hard to sort of get the farmers to leave their homes and crops, because this is planting season, if I recall correctly. But if there is something you can do to maybe put a fire under their ass.
You don't mean literally, right?
No.
Okay. I see what I can do. Obviously, if we're working very hard to settle this town, it'd be a shame to not be able to. But we'll see and try to have people be vigilant about it as well. All right. Well, I'd say it's wonderful news, but it's not wonderful news. But all right, I'll figure something out. And if you find more information, I appreciate if you can share. Otherwise, I understand that some matters are more of non-disclosure, but it's
Yeah, there seems. Can I do like an insight check on this person first of all?
yeah, absolutely. You can roll me. I do believe if it is communication,
Perception,
empathy,
maybe?
perception, empathy. Yes. I do believe.
Empathy. Oh, okay. I
Yes,
don't have
which
that.
is under
Um,
perception. Yes.
Yeah, I have. It's on. That would be under empathy is
That-
under perception. Or under
Correct. So you
communication?
would it's under perception. So you would roll a perception roll
Okay. Gotcha. Alright,
test,
then I
and if
can-
you have the empathy focus, you can add that to it.
I don't. I just have perception. That's why I was confused. Come on, roll. Do the thing. Oh, okay. I got. I got 16.
16. What are you trying to discern exactly?
Just sort of like he's kind of not necessarily pushing me for information, but sort of digging in his own sort of roundabout way to get information from me, and it's kind of like it's a little off-putting.
Trying to get a vibe check on it.
Trying to try to get a vibe check, like see if he's like when he's asking, is he being sincere or is there an alternative reason for him asking?
from because you've been more or less around this person here and there, so it's not your first encounter with him. It makes things a bit easier to
Mhm.
vibe check him. Uh, he seems to have a genuine worry about things. Like if he's asking question is to be better inform himself in order to be able to possibly take some action. Uh, but um, he does not seem to be trying to get some information in order to be able to better deceive you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think with that, then um, I will give a little bit more information. Just like there seems to be a sickness that is spreading, and these wolves seem to have been infected with that sickness, and it seems to uh, impact. For so far, what we've seen is that it seems to impact a lot of wildlife and people and things that
Mhm.
are out in the wilderness, more so than in societies. But I am not an expert in this, so I can't tell you for sure like how it affects people, if it affects people, if it affects crops, things like that.
All right. Well, I mean, this obviously affect people, and that may also explain why it's mostly the folks on the outskirts that have been missing the most. Uh, I heard from folks at the market. Well, even myself, I was quite surprised. Uh, the Emmett family, they were not here today, which they usually are. I mean, they've been here every market since the founding. Like no obligation, not at all. But if like I know I've been asking that, I can probably go look myself as well. Uh, but if you happen to go by their farm,
Yeah, where's their farm located?
um, it's just slightly up north on the town. You
Okay.
cannot really miss it. It's,
They got a big sign that says Emmett Farm.
yeah, they do have a sign, and it's not big field at the outskirts of the woods. You cannot miss that big, that house.
Okay. Yeah, maybe I'll pay a visit.
All right, wonderful. Wow.
If there is something going on, it might be best if you didn't pay a visit. You
I'll
are
take you.
figure of authority after all here.
I try to be.
I think you do a good job. People seem to respect you.
Is it? Is you think really think so?
Tanis pulls her notebook out and like ruffles through the page and be like, "Yeah, I mean, consensus so far generally seems to be in your favor. Um, there's always going to be people who have complaints, but I seems like for the most part people like you.
Okay, so if there's an eventually an relation comes up, no, the odds are in my favor. That's good.
Yeah.
Okay, well, wonderful. All right, well, it's getting very late in the day. Food is putting me in a food coma. And I'm sure you're also very exhausted from, I mean, the way I've seen you arrive here. Um,
Yeah. Uh,
so.
Tanis writes down in her notebook, "Food coma question mark like part of sickness? What does that mean?" Like
That's right. It has nothing to do with the turkey leg.
got that tryptophan going.
That's right. All right. Well, I'll let you. About to finish, and essentially finish up the meal, and um, you are free to do as mostly as you will. Obviously, don't not go in every goddamn room in his house because he would him and his husband will probably find it very unpleasant. But you know where you can go without
Yeah.
being an improper guest.
Yeah,
So
of course.
yeah, so before we settle for the night, as a whole, all the four of you, any last minute thing you wish to do, attend to, or and so on?
No, I'm good.
You're muted, Panda. Somehow I don't hear you.
Trying to be in a good habit of muting so I don't talk over people. Nicolette's asleep. She goes to sleep. She
Yeah.
waits till Operadead's out, kind of tries to do the whole pinky hold hands thing
All right,
when no one's looking, and then just tries to go to sleep.
perfect. And I'm assuming Aurelia it's probably the same, trying to find some rest.
Yep.
Even now, even further away from any ocean. Into the
Yeah, but the shape she's making in the clouds are they're sea animals, a few dolphins, a couple ships sailing amongst the clouds.
Oh, wonderful. Which is probably quite a spectacle for people that happen to be looking up in the sky at that moment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she doesn't warn anyone. There's no context to it.
Yeah, nobody will read that as a sign of ill omen by any means.
Sky's falling.
That's right, the sky's falling.
I bet the sea people that are wandering around though are having all of the fun.
Yeah. And Tanis, anything you wish to do or take care of before bedding down?
Pass the fuck out.
Pass the
Absolutely
fuck
not.
out. Yeah. You also had a rough day.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, as this mostly first date, mostly together, meeting a new person who seem here to be on some business. Some of it seems to be to keep an eye out. You're here for a various task, which may or may not be bigger than you anticipate, depending of how things are. But that is something that, depending of what you wish to do the day after, you'll find out. But there's definitely more than meets the eye going on. Is this little outpost of a town that is Tony Run. And that is where we will leave for tonight. So, normally I would do like, hey, outro. Here are the people where you can find them. You can do that, and I will not run the command because Nightbot is a twat. But hey, I usually either like let people have the choice of who they want to go first, or I roll what I call the dice of doom,
Dice of
which
Doom.
I roll d4, and whoever number is picked is the person that has to go first. I can do the dice of doom.
Dice of Doom.
All right.
It's
So
my favorite thing.
I love dice of doom. It's a thing in both the thing I run. So 1, 2, 3, 4. From what I see on my side is actually I'm just gonna go with the overlay. Top left to bottom right, which is Panda, Lonzo, Pherin, and Anna on D4. 2, Lonzo.
Shit, just my luck. How you doing, everyone? I am Lonzo Gonzo, pronouns he, him. I'm a Latina variety streamer, TTRPG performer. You can find me on my channel at Lonzo Gonzo _. You can find me on socials, pretty much either Lonzo Gonzo or Lonzo Gonzo _. Or if you want to follow me on Instagram, there's an underscore in the beginning and end of that because Facebook is fucking weird. Other than that, you could catch me here every Monday. You could catch me if you want to listen to the podcast on the Waving Force. We are a queer-led BIPOC group of tabletop players doing a Star Wars game using Pathfinder 2E. We are set 6 months after Order 66. If you want to catch me in other things, I'm also guesting on Faeforge Academy in their latest arc. So I think there's a couple out there already, maybe 2 or 3 episodes, or maybe 4. I'm not sure. I forget. But yeah, check that out as well.
Awesome. Do you wish to pass it around, or you want me to roll again on Dice of Doom?
The Dice of Doom. Let's do that. because they'll come up as 2 again. You have to reroll.
That's right. Anna. Actually, no. Sorry. Fair.
Hi, I'm Pherin. I've been Tanis. Last name unknown. You can follow me on Twitter at Fairbear. You can also follow me here on Twitch at Fairbear because I do stream now. If you like the sound of my voice, you can hear it on Taking Initiative's 3rd season, Sword and Sheet. It is a Pathfinder homebrew campaign. You can also find me on D&D Jordan Lee's channel, Saturdays, 3 p.m. Eastern for Ampistrano, a homebrew D&D campaign. And that's about all I have going on. Oh, some charity stuff going on, but if you want to know about that, socials, follow me.
Yep.
That's where you'll know.
It's easier that way.
I'll popcorn over to Anna.
All right.
That is me. I am Anna, aka Archival Dust Bunny, most places on the internet. I'm a queer and trans advocate, museum worker, and TTRPG performer, producer, and podcaster. You find me on Twitter at Archival Dust Bun and everywhere else, including Instagram and Blue Sky at Archival Dust Bunny. I stream a lot of places. But I'll just mention a few. Thursday nights over on Classical Glyze's channel, we have our Monster Care Squad ongoing campaign. We are vets, hunting down monsters and healing them. We are currently in space, which is an experience. Every other Saturday over on Lost Caravan, we have Fatal Ascension, our Fabula Ultimate campaign. We are nearing the end of season 1, but it's still a great time to jump in and see how we handle the current story. We just fought death, and won, barely, but won. So who knows what's in store for us. Masks, of course, every month over on Thorny Dried's channel, with U-Force Inheritance. And if you enjoy magical girls and queer stories and finding hope again from devastating loss, check out Bloom and Blight, our Girl by Moonlight actual play podcast. You can find it anywhere you normally get your podcast. And for updates, follow us on all social media at Bloom and Blight. And of course, for character and cast information, transcripts for our episodes, and a link to our wonderful community Discord server, find our website at bloomandblight.com.
Wonderful. Yeah, that's a lot of place. That's a lot of things.
There's more. Follow me on social media to see where else I am.
Perfect. And Panda.
That's me. Hi, I'm Awkwardish Panda. You can find me at Awkwardish Panda everywhere on the internet. My pronouns are she, they. Currently, I am painting multiple days a week. I am a professional mini painter and variety streamer. Before anybody says it, I'm an award-winning streamer and mini painter because I know I'll get fussed at if I don't say it. So, yeah, I'm doing a lot of painting right now because my first big competition of the year is in 2.5 weeks. No, I take that back. It's in 15.5 days. Yeah, I have 4 projects I have to finish in 15 days. That's not stress inducing at all. So you can catch me here on Monday nights. If we are not here on Monday nights, I'm probably recording our other show that I'm on with Frank, Fiends of Fairwick, which is our Monster of the Week campaign. You can find it on youtube.com/@Fiends of Fairwick. It is a Monster of the Week campaign set in the early 80s. It is the NC-17 Scooby-Doo gang on steroids. It's fun, but we're weird. Look, I'm the oldest person on the cast, and I play the youngest character in the show. I play a chaotic 18-year-old sorceress who found out in episode 1 that the last one shot we did, that one of the other characters is my character's dad. So that happened. Kind of chaos. It's a lot of fun. Go check it out. Obviously here coming up, I know I'm going to be doing some stuff with 2024 for GR Crew here in a month, and then I will be doing stuff with other folks right after that. Those are my 2 big fundraisers coming up this summer. I'm going to be doing some heavy doozy fundraising for a thing which I will announce later on once we have everything settled. But in the meantime, come hang out. I also just got named an Ubisoft partner. I play a lot of Skull and Bones because the game is pretty freaking rad. And I play on my channel when I'm not painting because some days are pain days and I just want to chill and play a game. So that's what I'm doing.
Awesome. Wonderful. So yeah, make sure to follow all this these wonderful people who are keep super talented and also super busy. So it is a joy and privilege to be able to at least have a night a week with them here. Um, on my side, I basically work here when it comes to internet stuff. I I GM here. Also, like Panda mentioned, like I'm the keeper for Monster of the Week campaign, so I just rattle some other cats at a different place, which is a lot of fun. Outside of that, I am at times when I can find the time because even though I'm not on many show, I do a lot of other things outside. I'm a personal composer and sound editor under Raven Skill Production. Uh, if people wish to hire me for shit like that, I appreciate it because one, I like to do cool stuff, and also any money that I make from that is going eventually towards a new computer because this machine will soon die on me. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much it. So thank you everybody for joining us for our uh, slightly delayed return, but it's good to be back. It's good to be playing with these folks, and it is good to play with you again because I've missed you. Like I said earlier in the stream, like Fair has been on the channel for a very long time here and there. We've been in a few things together, so it's good to have you back at the table. Um, so thank you all for joining us, and we'll see you all next Monday. Good night. I need to. I'm not gonna do in post when I'm figuring that janky setup to switch scene. Don't mind me. Good night.